All right, good morning. Well, actually noon. Going to change the oil on this 2020 Suburban. Kid is running around while the husband is also watching. But first off, when you have a Suburban, usually it's a V8, so make sure you got all your essentials when you are changing oil. Make sure you do have everything that you need. It's sunny. It's actually a cold day here in Vegas. Let's turn it around. Actually, yeah, so let me show you what is needed. So make sure you do have, with the V8, pretty much I have like 5 quart, and I actually have, it's just needed with the 3. I always get an extra just in case like some leaks like our Suburban does. So make sure you got the oil filter as well. Make sure you do have your funnel, your oil filter removing, and of course your wrench to take out the bulb, a rag, drip pan, oil drip pan as well. If you don't have a jack, you can get these ramps to bring up the car. I know with an SUV, of course, it is taller. You can actually just go underneath like I used to do with my Montero, but for more room wise to work with, you should lift up the car so that you can get really good and underneath it. Sometimes you would like to have a crawler. It's nice, but if not, just, you know, get some cardboard or like a old box or something like that to put underneath so that you can crawl underneath there. So let's get to it. First off, we do need to open up the hood to open up the oil cap. All right, locating your oil. And most of the time they will say, it will show what type of oil you should be getting. General wise, it's always a W20, but depending on when you're changing your oil and where you are, like the hot nights here at Vegas or the cold nights here during the winter, you might want to go with something thicker for the heat, but of course during winter time you want to go something smaller. So let's open this up just so that we can make sure there's no like vacuum seal when we're getting the oil out. So we'll just put that off there. All right, make sure you do have all your stuff underneath the car accessible, and let's go underneath. Let's go underneath the car. Most of the time you'll see stuff where it's like a full-on cover, but they do give you at least a window to show if you want to try to get into the car. But this is where the oil is at. It's kind of leaking. It's been a while. It's actually very late that we're really changing the oil here. So that is where your oil pan is at. And that is where we're going to get the wrench to remove that bolt and let it drain. And then, of course, next to it is your oil filter. So some vehicles, like my Subaru, actually has the oil filter on top under the hood, which is so convenient. But we'll be removing that as well after we drain out most of this one, okay? Because you don't want so much oil draining out of you. Of course, have your gloves that you need to, you know, remove. And here we go. Let's drain out the oil. So pretty much got it dripping. We're gonna go get ready for what you do with the oil. So with the oil filter, you do need to grease the rim for a good seal. So pretty much take our new oil and rim that up. Sorry. All right, let's grab some oil. Kind of dip a little bit. Okay. Perhaps on your finger, right? And grease the rim. Start doing this one-handed here. Get the concept. Alright, back underneath. You see where the oil filter is at, and of course where the plug is for the oil pan. So of course take our rag, kind of clean up most of the excess, kind of keep it as clean as we can before we put on the oil filter and the plug back on, as much as possible. Also, one tip: when you screw back the oil filter, only screw it in by hand. Tighten by hand. Do not use the tool to tighten it. You don't want it beyond too tight. So as much as I am a lady, I tighten enough, just really good, as much as I can, so that's fine. Perfect. So let's put these, clean up and close it up. Next up, we got our funnel, and let's put the oil back. Fill her up. Make sure, of course, you have everything closed up down there, because yeah, my dad has made the mistake for putting in oil and he didn't put in the filter and close it all up. So make sure you do this, you know, step by step. All right, we got all 8 quarts in for this V8. Oh, so let's close it up. Take it out of its, bring it down off its ramps, let it run, and check our levels. Make sure we're good to go. Okay, I brought the car down. We're gonna check that stick right there just to see. As much as I'm doing this only one-handed, you of course make sure you wipe it off first. Then try again one more time. Sometimes it gets kind of tricky. So I hate these darn things. It's like, go in there. Go. That's why they're kind of twisty in a way. Oh, come on. There we go. Go in there. All the way in. Oy. Pull it right back out. We're gonna see where we're at. Gonna look at that little gloss oil. We got that one little notch. I don't know if you can really tell. Gotta make sure it's like underneath that second notch there. See if you can see a little bit better. Kind of see that first. Get the glare. There we go. Kind of get the glare. You see, it's like right in between those 2 little circles. Bottom one is, of course, filled up. It's kind of warm right now, so it's actually not that bad. I just put a little bit, like half of another quart, so we're good. But yeah, you can try to see the glare of the oil. The sun is blazing, so that's pretty much the gist of changing your oil for Suburban. This one particularly 2020 Suburban V8 engine. Say 8.5 quarts do you good of oil. So just make sure you do get the right ones to replace, because you don't want to be messing up your engine. But yeah, typically 5,000 to 7,000 miles. I do also record the mileage, keep track of it, also on the Carfax, so it gives you good alerts too as well. Sometimes with the Suburban, it has the indication to actually reset, so I'll show you that. Alright, so when it comes to these newer vehicles, oh shit, turn course, the hood is up right now. So pretty much we're gonna dismiss, change the oil soon. Yeah. Dismiss all that. Dismiss. So on pretty much these control panels, there we go. There is our oil life. So what we do is we press on this check mark here and we hold it down. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There. So pretty nice, with probably even the newer cars do as well, where it'll remind you at your oil life is at. So I'm gonna record these miles. Usually, yeah, typically 3-4 months. Change your oil depending on, of course, your how many miles, of course, you drive your car. So, but yeah, usually 5,000 to 7,000 miles. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful to you as being a woman, having to change your own oil if you don't want to be spending and kind of wasting sometimes your time, because this is really doesn't take you that long to change your oil. Just make sure you have the tools needed, and yeah, you can do it all by yourself. Next video will probably be regarding to the rear brakes that we need to do, so that would be next.